I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried saying that I was.
It's finally time, guys, to talk about MonsterArts and Hiya Toys. Now, you can see this as a competition, as a rivalry between both of them, or you can take it as a friendly comparison, however you want to see it. To me, doesn't matter. I'm just here to give you my opinion as a professional collector that's been doing this for more than a decade and what I see between both of them. Both of them look extremely incredible, lots of details. There is differences between both of them. Right away we can tell that the Hiya Toys has a more desert-like dry brush. It's more dirty, you see more browns and grays, while MonsterArts is going with a more neutral color, a little bit closer to what a brand new Godzilla would look like coming out of the ice, as we saw. Both of them are very valid. You can take the Hiya Toys between the battle that happened with Godzilla and Kong, and then you can take the MonsterArts, the battle that happened in the city, or just him just coming out of the ice. And ultimately, another difference that I did see, and it's quite obvious, is the articulation segments are very different between both companies. Some are similar and some are very drastic between both. But I did notice that overall MonsterArts, which is obvious, has more mobility with the figure. You can get them into more dynamic poses. Another major difference between both of them, in the movie, Godzilla was absolutely perfect. I had no problems with him. But a lot of people, before the movie came out and when Hiya Toys revealed their figure, the stomach section, it's obviously something drastic. It's a new change. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't like it. Now that we're comparing both of them, we can tell that Hiya Toys, his stomach is more sucked in, it's more exaggerated. And then when you look at MonsterArts, it just looks natural. I don't see any problem. And I'm not sure if that's going to be eventually fixed or not. But I do overall just prefer what MonsterArts is doing. Both of them look fantastic. I cannot complain. But as we know from time after time, and history itself has repeated multiple times, MonsterArts has a track record of presenting fantastic images for their prototype, or we see a display figure which looks fantastic. The real question is, how good is this going to look with the final release when people actually get it in hand? We know that the prototype is miles better compared to the final release that customers get. Great example, Godzilla -1. It's a tough choice between both of them. So if you're somebody that isn't sure and you don't want to invest too much money, then go with Hiya Toys. At least you know that Hiya Toys is going to give you what you saw in the images, a great paint job, a great figure. But if you really want to gamble, and even though Godzilla Evolved from MonsterArts looks fantastic, if you want to take that risk, then go with MonsterArts. Because for me, look, MonsterArts, I've said this multiple times, nobody is going to beat MonsterArts with articulation. You can hate on the paint job, on the design, how lazy they are, but articulation, the way they do it, it's unbeatable. No company is touching them at this moment. Not even Hiya Toys, even though a lot of people like to brag that Hiya Toys has details, accuracy, and articulation. That's just mind-boggling. It's not true. With articulation, that's why there's a price difference between both of them, and it's different approaches between Hiya and MonsterArts. Look, a recommendation from me is keep your expectations extremely low for MonsterArts. It's happened time after time. If you're willing to wait for the aftermarket, which is a risk, we know that prices go up higher, or sometimes they aren't available anymore. It's gonna be a gamble, like I said, with MonsterArts. But again, there's always different versions, like special color versions, special editions. So it's up to you. I mean, if you really like a figure, then go for it. It's your money. Now, I want to give you more information on the MonsterArts. This is going to be a web exclusive. It's going to be between 120 to 130 accessories. You get 2 pair of hands to switch between the figure. Height is between 6.3 inches. Now remember, Godzilla Evolved doesn't get any bigger or anything like that. It's the same height as the previous legendary version. Now let's talk about this. This is a great example. From what I'm getting is Hiya Toys seems very limited with the face and the thickness of the neck. Now if you remember, the previous legendary Godzillas are very limited when it comes to articulation around the neck. It hasn't improved, and I feel like this is going to be even more limited. Judging by the images, Monster Arts seems to have the upper hand when it comes to that area. I mean, it seems like it's going to be able to look up and down, left to right, and overall more motion around the neck section, and it just looks more clean when you compare it to the Hiya Toys. But Hiya Toys, on the other hand, has a different paint job and it makes details just pop a little bit more. But again, it's going to come down to preference. If you did notice, Spyro Studio and other companies have released their statues, right? Their images. And I've noticed something, it's minor, but Monster Arts has able to capture this and Hiya Toys hasn't. If you notice, the dorsal plates are not completely pink. Now, on those statues, you can see like the pink was emerging from the dorsal plates. You can still see how the original color is there, which is black, but somehow the pink is emanating through them. And Hiya Toys hasn't really done a great job with that. It looks more like sloppy, where Monster Arts looks more natural. It's not confirmed, but the dorsal plates on the Monster Arts might be translucent. You can just see more light coming inside of them. Again, this could be some trick for the Photoshop. And on the other hand, Hiya Toys has a bigger Godzilla, for all those people that isn't happy with how small the legendary version is. If you're somebody who's looking for a decent size, upscale Godzilla, then Hiya Toys is perfect for you. And you don't have to waste so much money. For the price of Hiya Toys, you can probably get yourself 2 figures and be happy with it. But if you're somebody who does stop motion, who expects a lot of things from a figure, then go with Monster Arts. But look, I said it multiple times, Monster Arts is a mystery box. You never know what's inside of the box until you finally open it up. It can be perfection or it can be a total disaster with the figure falling apart, a lot of issues. Look, if somehow Monster Arts really, really is coming back from this grave, competing against Hiya Toys, if they really have stepped up their game, which it seems like it. I mean, there's no promises yet until we see, this figure in hand. Look, if somehow the figure turns out like the images that we are seeing right now for the promotion and everything, that would be friggin' fantastic. Look, I've always said it, and I've mentioned this in the videos that I've done in the past. Competition is necessary. Anybody out there telling you, oh, don't bash on this company because it's gonna hurt them. Don't give them feedback because you're being too much on them. No, 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 no. You're being too soft. Look, competition in life is necessary. Without competition, there's no improvements. You're always going to be in the same zone, and others are going to force you to improve on issues that are pointed out by customers, by reviewers, by anybody in general. If you have no competition, you're never ever going to improve on your figure, on your statue, or whatever the product is. Right now, Monster Arts, it could be true or false. If they're feeling pressure from Hiya Toys, they're going to say, you know what, it's time to step up our game. Let's deliver a totally brand new sculpture, new articulation. Let's finally deliver an amazing paint job. Deliver to all those fans what they actually see in those images. A fantastic figure. If that's true and that actually happens, then yes, Hiya Toys would be in problems because now the king would be back. You would have a fantastic paint job, fantastic articulation, fantastic sculpture, and other things. All that would be missing would be accessories. And we can't even say the same thing for Hiya Toys because as of late, both companies rarely add any accessories. The so-called accessories would be a pair of hands, But no, for customers, accessories are like effects, the atomic breath, a building, tanks, jets, something that has to do with the figure itself, something related to events that happen within the movie. That's what I'm getting at. On the other end, Hiya Toys has been a great company. So far, they deliver a lot of things that have been highly requested with fans, like Shimu, Godzilla Evolve, Mutos, and other things. But I will say this, look, no company is perfect. Sooner or later, Hiya Toys is gonna fuck up. Mark my words, and it's already happened. I recently reviewed the Hayatoy King Ghidorah figure, and a lot of people were hating on my opinion just because I'm honest. If you can't take an honest opinion from a professional, it's not my problem. I'm here to actually provide feedback to the company instead of saying all products that they deliver are fantastic when that's not true. If I see there's issues, I will point them out. If I don't like the figure, I will be honest. There's no reason for me to lie. There's no point of doing a review if you're not going to be honest, if you're not going to at least take 24 hours to actually analyze the figure, review it, write down some notes. A review to me isn't when you unbox it and go on as you review it. That's not a review. That's your first impression. That's not considered a review. It's like, someone hiring a professional to give out a tour of a place that they don't even know, but they're explaining as they go on. That's not a professional review. So for me, I actually do take my time, analyze the figures, compare them to other companies. And I'm not here to criticize other people. I've said this, but I don't watch other YouTubers. I don't watch their reviews or what they have to say. I do this to keep myself clean and prevent any bias from other YouTubers or anything like that. I want to go into my reviews, be honest, and you know that we're not going to bullshit here. We're always going to keep it real, even if it hurts, even if it's good. If it's good, then yes, it's good. It's good for the customer. It's good for the company. The other one would be Hiya Toys hasn't delivered the figures they promised with those release dates, like the Mutos, Rodan, and other figures. They are yet to be found. Recently, Kong came out from Skull Island, and I consider Hiya Toys to be a great company, a company that's affordable. If you're looking for accuracy and good details, you can go with Hiya Toys. You just can't go wrong with it, but it's not perfect like any other company. But right now, competition between both of them are going to be extremely heated. It's interesting because both of them decided to go with Evolve Godzilla, and yet again, they took different approaches. MonsterArts is going to give fans Scar King, while Hiya Toys is going to give fans Shimu. It's interesting because if you buy, all the figures from both companies, in a way you are completing your collection. The only figure that would be missing would be Kong from 2024. And this is obviously another thing that MonsterArts has to capitalize. They cannot deliver the same Kong that they showed us this year, which is the same Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong. They actually have to give us what they did with Godzilla Evolve. Give us a totally brand new sculpture, new paint job, new accessories. If they do that, oh my god, it's game on for both of them. At this point, they'll be competing to see which is going to be on top. But look, at the end of the day, let me know your opinion. Let me know which company you think is going to regain the upper hand, MonsterArts or Hiya Toys. And let me know which company you like more. What are your expectations between both of them?